Let's give it up for all the poets, all the artists. That's I got a couple spoken word pieces. I'm a little bit loud on the mic, so if you got a good game, you might want to just hold the track far away. But these are all written like 7 or 8 years old. None of these are newer than 7 years old, and they still pertain to everything that's happened, and somehow, strangely. I wrote these right before we went into Iraq the second time. Plans, because as far as I can see, this world is close at hand. But something keeps us from turning the barren sand into greener land. A stagnant, coagulant, backfiring man's creation from all original sensation, greedy devastation now rule all nations. 2 separate wars are being waged. One to keep the populations at bay, and the other to keep our minds frayed. Images displayed just reinforce our discourse, and the source is lost, except to the few who can see through glass fingers, pulling silent triggers, shooting situations out of keep heads locked down under key and observation. Medically induced, institutionalized, and physically reduced to produce quiet slaves and those who misbehave and like hieroglyphics on a cave, a part of the past, but history repeats. So take these thoughts into consideration while you sit and eat the blood of others, dehumanized cannibals, deranged animals, happy to put their existence before the first instance of life in the distance between not minding those dying or elevating those crying. Ripping apart of the seams, crashing in between your breast being screamed, looking for a higher form of elevation, separation from the sleeping nation. My mind's awakening, God forsaken and was breaking into the stable ring, tranquilized to close our eyes to the coming demise. Empires rise like castles in the sand, but everything left a man will eventually melt into oceans of commotion, exploding emotions, leave us totally open. And like these thoughts I run, it all depends on what path you've chosen. Because we permanently enter the blackout, poison route, no way out, but the head to the inner planes. See what truly demonstrates pain. Burning off this useless body for a mind that will gain the intensity of souls of flames. Exchange my earthly possessions for an invisible lesson. No more guessing what direction leads to correction. I'm blessing the cessation because I finally figured out the equation. Original man's evaporation is collected in cosmic condensation. Fall back to the future. These thoughts are future. Inborn ignorance, no more hindrance, just an understanding of minds expanding. Hear the final landing. Hear the bandwave scanning, the most fanning the fires and cannon. My apprentice possessions of desire. I retire from the circular chase. Because just a small taste of the elemental thoughts will bend you, and once your mind's stretched, it can never be etched with fallacies. No longer a casualty of abnormality. The root of truth is to set loose ancient paths contained with what you'll find is the grand design for all cognitive minds. Existence redefined and your path realigned with the master of space and time. That's what's up, man. What's up?
That's what's up, boy. I know.
What up?
No, I'm just waiting.
So I got 2 more. That was like the big one. Like I said, it had been 7 years since I last said that, so I rememorized the whole thing today. Yeah. Because I heard Empire Open Light was coming through, so that's, we'll keep it going. Welcome to the highest definition of electrostatic havoc, divine waves of atom, and this automatic sporadic matter materializes mentally. I conscientiously move your physical mass effortlessly. Dissecting those protecting the knowledge and resurrecting, bisecting and affecting, reflecting your state layer to appearance and thermal waves to ensnare. Beware, you have now entered the center of attraction. Magnetic factions pull apart atoms like sonic booms in action. Exponential thoughts happen in the center of distraction. Planets and galaxies rise, these hypotheses are strategies of universal understanding, kinetic reversal. Like the fluctuations in ionic, sonic, tectonic, ionic, electrons, great black holes with phonics. Multiple suction points move the induction of the corruption into your mind function. Like a nerve serve, severed gas. I internally sow the seed of lightning fast. Viruses will slash, tearing down worlds of ash, crashing through your foundation. It's the unsolvable equation. I divine words like 9 swords, raise swords under the Lord's verbalization. Worldwide realization. Like the second coming of salvation. It's the luminous descriptions of those who write, recite, incandescent rhymes to ignite. I spark conversations of light because if you're feeling me right, then this has already climbed into your unconscious collection completely. Feel these ideas stir deeply. I assign twin lobes to refine until you come back to the creation of time. The universe unwinds, solar systems redefined at the apex of my spine, and that's where you find the direct path of line. I'm gonna steadily climb until I burn these wings, and this prophecy brings the forces of fire and wind which can swing. Pendulums of chance, moments that enhance your perception and dance with deception. So you tell me what's the right direction for bringing true sight and perfection. Thank you. We got one more. What's really worthwhile? The fact that you want to compile a nice and tidy profile? You stay well within the lines that binds our minds and defines with a specific rhyme and reason. We got our optic nerves cut before we were even the demon, so that we can never truly see the higher aspects of divinity. Now we're stuck with closed circuits that come up short, make us resort contort right into the hands that man the vice grips that keeps our lips on the tips of utter regression, keeps us tight with aggression and looking in every wrong direction. Section by section, those are 3 thoughts under detection, but I'm on the landscapes, making my escape into an active earthquake. So we fault lines together with needle and string words, blurs and serves and masses, and hopefully passes by no three gases I'm riding out of space because mine disappear when fear replaces dependence in here. And now all I see is fear of a perceived threat that's got everybody ready to sweat. Ballistic projectiles, peace against mystics, and counterintelligence measures aimed to sever nations apart, and let those who oppose the parts and the casualties are off the chart. But I'm leaving the needing, everything unseen, soul of society bleeding, not from direct physical wounds, but rather from their own entombed sense of doom that's mushroomed into what could be the bloom of tattooed blood codes. Nothing but federal roads, and a whole segment of society ready to explode. No longer controlled by satellite dishes, transmitting an appetite for riches. Now I've got a picture of what can make me truly richer. A wealth not compared with the bills on a bank shelf, but an actual understanding of myself.
How'd you feel about that? Did you understand it?
All right, we're gonna have a little time.
Yeah, no,
You know you should go up on there, right? You know you should go up on there, right? Do something, yo. That shit was hot. All right, blank out.